under 48(1) of ASECA. The default sentence for Mr. Chege. Yes. Mr. Chege, your default sentence would be 7 years under the mandatory fine. So if you don't raise that, or you have, in other words, you have got 7 years, you can still raise it and come out and you see what you can be able to do. Now, still on the sentence. The final bit of the sentence concern the provision of section 64 of ASECA. And it is my holding that that provision shall apply to each of the accused person. It's the law. Section 64 states, a person who is convicted of corruption or economic crime shall be disqualified from being elected or appointed as a public officer for 10 years after the conviction. So that stands. 2 and 3, I don't think they are applicable in this situation. So that's also part of the sentence. Also in the sentence is an order by this court that sentences in all the counts shall then run consecutively. So they run consecutively. So you can sum up and you find the sentence that one needs to pay. I order that short for accused persons are hereby discharged, and any security deposited in court shall be released forthwith. Similarly, any cash bail deposited in court shall also be released to the depositor. I also order that accused person's passport deposited in court shall also be released forthwith. I made a promise about the title deeds, Governor, and I've ensured that I come with them so that I personally hand them over to you. You can confirm whether they are appropriate. You can give them for your self-custody. They are still exhibits, but you are keeping them on our behalf if they be needed in any further proceedings. You can have a look at them with your counsel. If you confirm they are appropriate, you tell me. You can confirm whether they are okay. Kama ziko sawa sawa. Are they okay? They are okay. The power of attorney is something else that you may need because of the transfers. You may need it. For Mainda, no, she's the one who produced. But if she can request, she can just make a letter. Who produced? Are you sure? Yeah. So you'll also need it. Okay, I can also order that for safe custody. Correct? They are exhibits. If there are any further proceedings they may be required, you will also give them. Okay. The power of attorney, you are able to tell me it is, then you can also get him. Yeah. Just a moment, I've not finished. Counsel, you can remind me the name of this lady. What's the name of the lady? Winnie Wangeshi Mainda. Thank you, Governor. Winnie. Just a moment. Yeah, yes.
No, the name of the lady who produced evidence and produced that was Elizabeth Mahinda.
Yeah, Elizabeth Mahinda.
Yes.
I issued, okay. Elizabeth Mahinda. But the production, you confirm it was produced by the first accused? Okay, we are just confirmed there's no problem. Don't worry about it. So, Mr. Monda, we'd rather release those one for their safe custody. Let them keep them. If there are any further proceedings, he has them.
Then he must be told that he must avail them.
Yes. Yes, yes. Because I've indicated for safe custody. For safe custody. There are still legs, but we have marked them. But we don't have got a good place where we can keep them. Maybe some water may come and destroy them. Then we'll be in trouble and would have destroyed someone's property. And I promised. And that's why even I've taken the trouble to ensure that they are fetched and they are brought. About the passport, I'm also following on them so that you get the passports. I'll ensure that shortly you get the passport. I hope someone is still on it about the passports. Yes, just so that I conclude on the sentence. Then you can address me if there's an issue that you want. So I've also made that to be released. Then accused person will not have 14 days right to appeal. That's also your right against the judgment and the ruling on the sentence. I've also made an order that certified copies of judgment ruling on sentence shall issue to parties subject to payment of the charges where applicable. If it's the EACC and prosecution, they don't pay. JM and Swaka, you are to do something. Did you do? Because that's where I check. Did we pay? I gave you.
Yeah, my office paying for CTS.
Yeah, you paid.
Yeah.
Can we check and confirm? Because I don't want to be sent a bill. And I'm only a salaried person. JM, it's only one to pay. Only one to pay.
I agree. Actually, I was requesting something the other. I know that you mentioned that.
Now I've completed.
On the issue of also including
Okay. Yeah, just a moment. Yes.
So I appreciate the order that you made about that. But was also the issue of proceedings.
Okay, I had the proceedings of the proceedings. But the proceedings we need to have looked at them. The types one there are a few typos here and there, as usual, you know. But I've even called the EO and I've told him if we can be given to a serious person to proofread them thoroughly, it's okay. But for the judgment you have, this ruling I'm going to give you right away. It won't even take a second for me to give you. Yeah. Yes, I put certified copies of proceedings, judgment, and the ruling on sentence shall issue to the parties subject to payment of charges where applicable. Does that one cover everything? Yes. Now, just a moment, Danson. Just a moment. So that we proceed in a very orderly way. Let me begin with the governor. There is an issue that he wanted to raise. Then I can come to council. Raise it. It is good. You don't tell someone to sit down and it's not good.
I don't know who is the people about this case. They're still with them as well.
Now, where's Mohammed? Mohammed? Do you have Mohammed? That was the leader here. No. Leave people's bosses. Yes, yes. Nganga, you stand in. Yes, yes. 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 In court. Okay. What I may do, Nganga, I just plead with you, just as I've been telling you. Please, if you find there's something that's personal, and probably we don't need it for personal proceedings. You see, like even mine, I'm giving back. Just give them on. Swakas made very good submissions, and it was good. We don't need to continue paying where really someone has failed it. There's no point. Correct? I've sentenced you. Just look at it on compassion. Correct? Yeah, because I've appreciated the work that all of you have done. Correct? Yes, and the accused person, they are being cooperative throughout the proceedings. So there's no point. There's a document, you find this one is very useful, give it to them. They may need it, you never know. Correct? Because like now these ones, I must give them. I don't need to task them on what is happening. Now, a moment so that I take the addresses of counsels as we wind up. And we be brief. And either the rest of the exposure, if there is any clarification, you didn't hear something properly, you tell me. I tell you so that you hear it from me. You don't go home and say, oh, I didn't understand this and that. Engineer, you understood your issue. Yeah.
You see that sense?
Yes. Yes.
It is only rules that are mentioned.
Yes.
In their case that they need to call.
Yeah, yes. Just give me, I've told them in court, and I'm also going to reach out to them. Just for cordial relations. I tell them, those ones, look at them. Correct? And I hope you'll appreciate when, I'll also appreciate when you get them back. I tell them to give you, because there's no problem. Because the problem that I'm in, they are not exhibit. Now I can't release. I cannot just plead like a court. Because at the end of the day, if they are being taken for a judicial purpose, you may think it is the judiciary that is offending you. Correct? But that's not the case. And because it's also our business to arbitrate. You know, my other work is just to ensure that we live in peace. Yeah. Actually, that's my core business. Yeah. I just want we live well. We have an orderly society. That's my core business. That's the work of the judiciary. So I'll also talk to them. And tell them, please, if there's something that you think, go there and counsel, sieve through. Then they tell you, this one we are using, this one we are not. Get them. Correct? Yes. Council Swaka, don't go very far because I want to take Council's crossing remarks. Bridget. This one I shut up. I've shut it out. But we'll go and print later once you are through this one. Councillor Danson, you are the one who was first on your feet. I think you have conversed with the Councillor's worker, so you can have the floor, Councillor Danson, and we welcome you to these proceedings.
Thank you, Madam.
Yes.
I appreciate the sentence given comments. We have one or two patients. Based on fact that the court has granted us 14 days to appeal. The appeal entails the substantive appeal, bail pending appeal. We shall be moving on both those limbs. And if we succeed to get the convicts out on bail pending appeal, the High Court will impose certain conditions to be met. The trial court had imposed its conditions. Till today, when Your Honor, you have discharged sureties, and because this court has confirmed as official in this matter. Your Honor, to avoid a repeat of the evaluation process of those securities that, if the High Court grants us, the accused shall have to undergo a similar process. We are pleading with this court to put in abeyance order for the release of securities so that we shall be informing the High Court with prayers that the terms bond imposed in this court to apply in the High Court, and those securities are within the judiciary. We intend to move with the speed. At close of business today or tomorrow, we shall be in the High Court to seek those reliefs. You know, that is our humble prayer, and on humanitarian grounds. So that for the brokers of the judiciary, it will be easy than from outset again to start the process again. In the event, if we fail, we can still move this court for the release of those securities that shall be in the custody of the judiciary. We are grateful, and that is my humble prayer. Thank you very much.
Yes, Your Honor, we have also.
The defense is still.
Okay, sorry.
You say
No problem. Okay.
Counsel, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, on behalf of the defense, we wanted two or three prayers to make. First and foremost, Your Honor, on behalf of the first accused, my instructions are that from yesterday, he's been feeling unwell. And you can look at his state in the dock. He's struggling. It's all right.
You see, I'm incapacitated. I'm not a lady.
Yes.
I don't want to try something that I've never examined that patient.
That is right.
So,
We agree with you.
yeah.
We just let the court observe that. That our ample prayer request will be that he be allowed to go to a medical facility, perhaps Kenyatta Hospital, just for checkup. I will not delve into his sickness in open court and in the media.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yes. But I'll just be asking that maybe after here, he could be escorted for medical intervention. Secondly, Your Honor, on behalf of the fifth accused, Beth Wangeshi, Your Honor, she had deposited a cash bail, I believe, of 4 million. We'll be asking that the fine be utilized from that particular cash bail. On computing her fine, I think it's coming to about 1.4 million.
You see the friends.
When we
Really,
compute,
she does not confirm. She does not confirm.
it's 1.4 now. My counterparts from the DPP's office are confirming with you, and also from the ECC, it's about 1.4.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be, the cash bail could be utilized for that. So that's this is expedited, that you can be out.
And we need the receipt.
Yeah, we shall supply everything. And I believe there's another receipt in the court file. And we'll pursue affidavits in case we don't have the original. Yeah, thank you. And equally, we were just from what my learned friend Omari said. For the rest, if those who deposit their title deeds, the same could be reserved in the event, in the likely event that the High Court has agreed with us. Then the same could be utilized to certain time.
That's a very.
Yes, the final bit.
I also welcome you. I will not prevent you from that.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did not participate in the proceedings initially, and I was instructed after the judgment was read. We wish to also kind of slide that will be supplied with the copies of the proceedings and judgment and the ruling that has been rendered this afternoon, so that it can enable us to sift through and present ourselves to the High Court for the appeal that we're intending to file the soonest. And also, if it is possible, now that the exhibits have been presented for the court, if it is possible that we can have a rundown of the same in a bundle at our cost, so that we can be able to then prepare ourselves adequately for the appeal, as opposed to the ones that were supplied to the defense at the onset of the trial. This is because at times there are some exhibits that are normally supplied, copies of exhibits that are supplied to the defense, and during trial they don't form part of the record of the court. And that is why we are making that application for those exhibits perhaps to be bound and we liaise with the registry if that other issues for purposes of completeness. Thank you. That is the application.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, we are opposed to the application. It is our humble submission that my learned friend, Mr. Omari, is making an application unknown to law. You have already ordered for the return of the sureties and even discharged them. You cannot be invited now to hold that in abeyance. That application, in our humble view, has been overtaken by events, and as correctly put by my learned friend, you are now functus official. It is our submission that you cannot go back and revise your own decision. In fact, I was waiting for counsel to invite us to that particular provision of the law, but that is what should be done. And we submit there is none. This court, having discharged the sureties, is functus official and cannot hold that decision in abeyance. With regard to the state of the first accused, Your Honor, we must realize that he is a convict. And there are systems in place within the prisons for which that issue will be addressed. Therefore, counsels can address that issue with the prison authorities so that they can make arrangements for him to be taken for medical treatment. With regard to the last application by my learned friend, Mr. Mbedi, Your Honor, the court can only make an order of exhibits it is seized of. You cannot make an order for a document that was not exhibited before court because it does not form part of the court record. In fact, Your Honor, my learned friend Mr. Swaka was given all those documents, including Mr. Njenga. Therefore, our submission is that they can liaise with these learned friends so that they can then be given the documents that were supplied by the prosecution. That will be all.
Counsel, 1 minute, rejoinder.
Yes, Your Honor. A brief rejoinder. One, a patient who has not been booked in prison, a word of this court. I urge the court to take judicial notice of what happened to John Gaku when he pleaded with the court.
That's on that one.
I'm only bringing.
Honestly, serious. See, that's what I've got a lot of respect for you. You're also my advocate.
Yes, I know. Let me move away from mentioning the name. But I'm only saying we are on a this.
Just a moment.
On a light note.
Just a moment. Just a moment. So that I can convince you about on that one. You see what has happened is, I came in when some of those things were said. And out of that, I've really been very humble and really look at the welfare of people. I've never taken a plea on someone on handcuffs. And I refused some of those tactics, simply to ensure that we are well, correct? And the only problem that I had with that was this. The narration, people were now going the other way around. Judiciary is killing people. And that was not the case. That was not the case. And for me, I know governor has got a life to live and many years to live. And I pray for him. He'll recover. He'll get well. Correct? Correct? So really, for that one, who unfortunately did whatever happened, and because there were no investigation to find out what would have happened with him, let's let him rest in peace. Then for the one who is breathing, we just wish him well. Isn't it? And we take medicine to him. That would be a better way, because now we are all mortals and we'll not be scared, when now we are reminded of the afterlives. Isn't it? No one wants to think about those things. You never know. It's only the good Lord who knows about it. And let's just leave that judgment to him. So I think my good learned counsel, have I convinced you?
You have convinced me.
Please, with a lot of humility.
With a lot of humility.
Yes.
Also put down the prison officers taken to the hospital.
Okay,
Only that.
I will.
We are not asking anything more
I will.
than the prison officers take you to the hospital.
That one I will.
And number two,
Yes.
on the question of us leaving, you allowed to put your orders in abeyance.
Yes.
I didn't want to be mischievous to my brother, Mr. Monda, to say we can still leave those securities without us taking them.
Yes.
Go to the High Court and say they are still with us.
Yes. Yes.
But Your Honor,
I let
the court can, with its wisdom,
Yes.
see what is best for their district.
The only leave that is not under
Just a moment. Just a moment. I'm trying to rearrange something here that are getting a little bit messy.
Yes, on one issue, I did apply for the copies of exhibits, and Mr. Monda replied to it. Your Honor, it may be noted that we were instructed, myself and Mr. Mali, to come and join hands with Mr. Swaka in this matter, this late after all the proceedings were undertaken. And I made that application because normally the prosecution supplies us with the copies of exhibits that they intend to use, and at times they don't produce all that which they have supplied. So that we jump over that hurdle in a good way, which is not going to be prejudicial to the respondent, that is the state in the appeal. Your Honor, we wish that order issues for us to have copies of the exhibits that were used, that were rendered to court, which form part of the record of this court. And that will be on our cost. So that then we don't produce in the High Court on appeal a document that did not find its space in the trial, even when it was supplied to the defense. That is the gist of my application here.
Just to perhaps retaliate what has already transpired in terms of the medical attention to this matter. We are medical. Since the conviction and the sentence has passed, we know the next steps will be that it will be handed over to the prison authorities. My prayer will be this. Upon the prison authorities taking over in a few minutes, and that will be in line to what the prosecution are praying. We'll be seeking that they match him, the escorting, the moving him to Kenyatta National Hospital for that particular checkup. Not the police, but the prison department, so as we safeguard his health. Tomorrow or the other day thereafter may be too late.
Can you confirm about the cashmere for the fifth?
Maybe confirm in terms of who paid the
Whether it's there.
The receipt.
Yes.
We don't know, we can't tell unless
We'll deal with that as long as we have an order that the cash will be used. We'll follow up the rest. Because
When are you able to?
we have the receipt with us.
Yeah, bring it.
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, the police remain with it downstairs. Their personal effects remain with it. Yes.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
Do you believe that's the truth best? And I don't like you push you gum in my, especially like I don't like it.
It's in our bag downstairs. You know, their personal effects were left with the police downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
She's willing to send the officer.
She can rush and bring it.
Yes, she can rush.
I don't let it.
My boy window later. Thank you.
Now I've made a very brief ruling. You have written other many things, so really, I don't think at this point it's good to continue making lengthy decision on a few issues that you have raised. I'll begin with the question of cash bail deposited in court by the fifth accused person. I think I start with what is very positive. So, fifth accused person, she's allowed to utilize. As she brings, we have also confirmed from the CTS, it is here. She had deposited, but she can still bring it. Accordingly, the fifth accused person is hereby will be allowed to utilize, and accordingly she will be set free. No remand warrant should be prepared for her because we are holding her money. That's death only. The court is now functions official on orders regarding discharge of the sureties and the securities. So for that one, counsel dancer, you can use the other option. Number 3, defense advocate who are joining Mr. Swaka at liberty to produce in court, to obtain copies of exhibit produced in court where convenient, subject to payment of the court charges. I've said where convenient. Like for example, we have got booklets. Now, how do you photocopy those booklets? And you don't want to distort those booklets. So for those ones, the route that I want us to take is this. You find this a booklet you can peruse. Then if VSCC have got soft copies, you remember the soft copies, or even Swaka, someone has got clearer soft copies, or the prosecution, just give you, correct? But I know there is the one page. The one page we can always give, correct? The one page, those one we can give. But the booklets, I've said only where convenient. And I've also stated, if need be, soft copies of the documents shall be supplied. So we try as much as possible. If we can give soft, the better. Now, number 4. For the first, second, third, and fourth accused person, you shall forthwith be remanded in prison custody at industrial area prison to commence serving your sentences unless you are able to pay your fine. If you pay the fine, you get out, or you get out from the High Court. Yeah. No problem. Then for the last order is about the first accused person. I made an order that you be escorted to hospital for treatment, but that is subject to the opinion of the officer in charge of industrial area prison on the hospital or the facility where you can be taken to hospital. I won't mention anything because now you are with them. They know how to proceed. Beth, while I was you were away, I said that because you have this, for you, you are set free, correct? Then we'll do that, and then we'll also make an order for the refund of the balance. So, Oibara, you can commence that so that your receipt, you issue her. Then we see what else we can be able to do. Where did I put that one? So I've added the balance to be refunded. So for you, you are free. You are not preparing any prison, any remand warrant for you. Now, Oibara, you hurry up. We do the prison remands. So you allow me just to end at that, so that we can go and see whether we can also have our lunch, our late lunch. Is that okay? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Now, who is making the deposit? You show me one. Show me one. Madam, are you ready? Correct? Okay, you work with her. For her, you let her finish up, and with all the remand. But they need to. Huh? No. I'm not. I won't issue. No. I don't need an order. What we do, I'm the one who's saying the remarks. Susan, trust in me. I'm not a bad guy. Trust in me. Just hold her, then we process that. Don't need to punish anyone. Correct? And even if everyone was able to pay, I've got no problem. Because I've done what I'm supposed to do. And I've just done it in the confines of the law. Correct? I stand corrected by the courts above me. Correct? I'm just doing my job. So now, for that I don't need to worry, counsel. I'm the one who's saying the remarks. Correct? And the in charge. I don't know who we are dealing with. The OCS. She umesikia maneno ya Susan, eh? Yeah, hold her, the daughters to rush and pay. Just a mother, let her just go and pay her things. For Susan, we have got no problem. So they can quickly, Oibara, please do. And I beseech you, as you pay these fines, only pay the fine only. We only need the fine. Correct? Susan, there is no facilitation. We only need the fine, please. I beseech you people. Let us observe the integrity of the process. Because I know the pressure that you may be experiencing. Correct? You trust, I'm not going to delay. I'll be waiting to sign for that. So just observe the integrity of this process. Because condiments are many, and people say many things. But you have heard the truth from me. Trust in me. Okay. Thank you, I wish you well. Thank you. You bring the sticks?
What is it? Wewe fungueni bana. Cheki, toa jamaa. Kujeni fungua. Fungua bro, fungua. Fungua si.
Sote